Aloha, everybody. Mic check real quick. Let's see if it works. I hope. Aloha, everybody. Yes, it does. It works. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining. Let's see who we got in the chat so far. What is this? Live chat? What the hell? Anyways, I would like to say hi to Fade Dexo, Hot Rod, what's up, my man? Interactive DNA, Mike Miller, Peter Guava, all the regulars that come. I gotta figure out this whole wrench thing so you guys can actually help me moderate this. It's getting more and more people. So I'm gonna be actually looking into the Mavic 3 Autel Evo2Pro. As you guys can see, I just came back in the house. I actually just finished flying some. If you guys have any questions, what's up, Sean Helms? If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat, and I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about the Mavic 3, the Autel Evo2Pro, and the alternatives that are actually there for it, that in my eyes are actually worth buying in case that you really want to not really want to spend any money. And I wanted to go into detail about the Mavic 3 a little bit more, since that's the hot topic at this point, at this time. Am I sharp? Am I sharp? Am I in focus? I put it on autofocus this time. Apparently, the A7 III does not breathe as much as the A6400 does. And yes, Peter Guava, I will give you my real opinion about the right here. I will give you my real opinion about the Mavic 3. For those of you guys who are brand new to this, that haven't been on my channel yet, all my stuff is for real. Like literally, because all this stuff you see here, I paid for all that with the money that I work for. I'm not a full-time YouTuber influencer. I'm gonna try sell you stuff. I am currently on the phone. Dang it. So anyways, and I have a special guest coming up too, which is really good. Temper Drone Life, what's up, my man? How you doing? And good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm so blessed that you guys all come by. And I have been flying the hell out of these drones like crazy. Mavic 3, Evo 2. I do a lot of comparison. I've been criticized for it a lot. I tell you why. Because the Mavic 2 Pro and the Autel Evo 2 Pro have been the main drones that I've been flying in the past. And when the Mavic 3 was announced, everybody had this big perspective that the Mavic 3 is going to be the drone and it's going to blow it out the water. That is going to be revolutionary. It's going to come up with something new. It's going to be bigger, better, badder, worse. I don't know. It didn't deliver any of that. It's an impressive tool. And I will answer you guys' question, which one to get, Mavic 3, Autel Evo2Pro, or both, or if you should upgrade, or if you shouldn't upgrade, or whatever. We'll get through all that stuff. Hot Rod says extending warranty is worrisome. Why? Why is that? Why is the extending warranty worrisome? Well, I mean, there's a lot of videos coming out right now after all these influencers did all that stuff. And everybody was saying, oh, I flew it for a month and I had all these great. Yeah, well, you had all these great features that you could use and utilize. And for some reason, DJI just decided, hey, when we're going to drop this drone, we'll just write it in there that we're not going to have an update until January, February. So I think in my eyes, in my opinion, my honest opinion about this whole thing is they're full of it. They just wanted to drop it out so that people spend $3 grand, $4 grand, $5 grand, $2,100 before Christmas so that they could pick it up. It's a good strategy if you look business-wise. And money-wise, I have been seeing a lot of people that were actually very upset about the price. I can't agree with that. And I'll tell you in a minute why. Okay. Maddie Stromworth, what's up, my man? How you doing? So Hot Rod said, let's see what Hot Rod. I like Hot Rod. He always comes up with good stuff. They know they have issues. Companies don't do that for no good reason, as it costs them a ton of money to do it. Yeah, that's true. That is really true. And I agree with that. Are there issues with the Mavic 3? Probably, like with every other drone that you have. You know what I mean? Like you have issues with everything, except for I never had issues with this guy. You see this thing? I keep tossing it around. I crashed it like probably about 10 times already. It still has the original propellers and from the Costco buy that I did, which was this whole thing cost me like $299. Came with an extra battery. Sometimes I don't even use it for months at a time, and I pop the battery in and it still works. This thing is amazing. The mini one is still amazing. And sometimes I catch myself actually filming this in 2.7K, upscaling it to 4K. I'm getting irritated right now. I have two birds sitting on this roof running back and forth. I cannot wait for my new studio to finish. Anyways, but the mini is one of the best alternatives to these huge ones if you don't really have the money. And there's a lot of people right now. I mean, it's COVID times. Not everybody has the money to spend just like that for $3 grand to just go through and you know what I mean? And just blow it out the sky and say, hey, I'm going to drop $3 grand today for a drone. Now, that brings me to the price issues. Plenty of people are complaining, and I don't know why. Because when you look on the market right now, we're looking at this whole chip shortage kind of thing, which is kind of weird too, but we're looking at this whole chip shortage kind of stuff where people say, oh, that's crazy, $3 grand for a drone. Well, 2 years ago when I bought this bad boy, it was $2,400. $2,480, whatever, plus tax and shipping. Came with a GPC case, super nice. That thing dropped in the water twice, and it saved my drone twice. Came with 3 batteries, extra propellers, all kind of goodies. That was $2,500 total. Okay, still had to drop probably about $150 for the ND filters, which I was given by Original Dobo. But then I picked up the Autel propellers, and I picked up the Skyread propellers, the ND filter Skyread, the Autel ones. So I ended up in the end game throughout the whole thing to spend like about $3 grand on that Autel Evo2Pro. Okay, and that did not include the aftermarket charger either, which was another $80. Okay. If I would have a gun right here right now, I'd shoot that damn bird off this freaking roof. They're fighting up there right now. You know how it feels like when those claws on top of the metal roof and like scratching all over. I hope you guys don't hear it. Anyways, now when you look at this is the Mavic 3, which comes with a Micro Four Thirds sensor. It comes with 3 batteries, the charging hub, and it does come with ND filters already right here. And it comes with a premium bag. That bag is amazing. That is a huge upgrade. I wish a lot of guys would do that. A lot of manufacturers would look into their part that they make these bags. As whoever designed that bag from DJI needs a raise, because that guy did really good. That bag is awesome. Premium wise, it has super good quality. It's sort of water resistant, dust resistant. It functions as a carry-on bag that you can put with the strap around you. You can actually extend it outwards towards putting stuff inside. What am I doing? I have it right here. Let me grab it. Okay, so this is the bag right here. So it comes with these awesome clips, which are made out of metal, so it's not plastic. And the straps that it's mounted to are actually double folded leather that is, or sort of kind of leather that is stitched really good. The backside over here has this zipper right here where you can actually, if you can tell, I haven't used it yet, but that is the strap that goes around your shoulder if you want it as a shoulder strap bag right here. So as you can see, there's still the tape on it, which I just ripped. And it has like this it's amazing. Like, this is like so cool. Where does this go? Does this go on the other side? There's probably another one. Yeah, there's another one on this side. So, and even that thing is made out of metal, and it's like super solid. Like I said, whoever invented this bag for DJI needs a raise. Okay, let's put this stuff back. This bag alone, I would say, if you would buy this aftermarket, if you would have to buy it aftermarket, like from any manufacturer, for any of your other drones to make a drone bag out of it, whatever it is, guarantee you pay like $150, $150 to $200 at this point, because this is all premium stuff. I mean, the stitching alone, when you look at the stitching and all that stuff, this stuff is all premium. They have looked through it. This kind of material that they have here is like a denim material, or like a I don't know, it's super solid. Like, it's really, really, really good. So this bag alone is $200. So if you look at the drone itself, $2,100 with ND filters. Usually ND filters run around $100. Then you're gonna have a 22. With this bag, you're gonna have like 24. Plus the fly mode combo with 2 extra batteries, which usually costs around what? Fly mode combos usually cost about $300 to $500. $3,000, guys. That's feasible for when you look around the market right now. Try buy a truck right now, guys. Like 2 years ago, before that so-called chip shortage, the trucks would have cost you maybe like $60,000. They're right now at like $85,000, $90,000. You know what I mean? A coworker of mine picked up a freaking Dodge Ram, whatever, hyper, super heavy truck. It's like $87,000. That's a rolling mortgage, guys. You know, that's crazy. So besides that, you have this clips on the side. I know I'm not paying attention to the chat right now. I'll get there in just a second. But you open this up, and then you have this stuff. This is a backpack. So do you know what I fit in this backpack? I put in this backpack 4 of these, which is the Mavic 2 batteries. I put 3 of these, which are the Autel Evo2 batteries, plus my Autel Evo2Pro, plus the Mavic 2 Pro, plus 3 controllers, all mounted with the Sky-Fi area mount. Okay, so that is what you get for this. So this bag easily is like I said, I'm amazed about it. I don't think many people have really talked about it. I have a video coming up about it. The accessories of the Mavic 3, what it comes with in a fly mode combo, and why I think that it's actually worth the $3,000. Okay, for a fly mode combo, $3,000, I think it's reasonable, especially given at the moment how the market is developing and how it is. So let's go through the chat real quick. I know I have been kind of behind. Let me check it out real quick. There's a lot of people in here. Damn, guys, that is so cool. I need to figure out how you do this whole stuff with the how do you get people to become moderators? How does it work? I gotta look at it. Akirasho, Babayo, Eddie Nunes, what's up, my man? Eddie Nunes is one of the coolest guys, man. Photos by Beam, TJ Jones, and more. So there's like this doesn't even show up how many people get. Anyways. Okay, let's just keep going through the chat. Real looks sharp. Okay, well, that's they know they have issues. Okay, we went there too. And interactive DNA. The price is just crazy when it comes to a drone that does not deliver. Mavic 3 could have a cheap lens, or where electronics changes to digital values, data are lost. The lens itself, image quality wise versus the Autel Evo2Pro, I hate to say it, but I still like the Autel Evo2Pro more. The one thing that people forget to to point out is when you fly in a certain area and you do stuff and you are looking at the image. So you're looking at the image, but you're standing there too. So whatever you perceive to the naked eye. On both drones, the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 3, it does not deliver the real colors of what you perceive as a individual itself, as a human, while the Autel Evo2 Pro does. Okay. While plenty of people said that it's over sharpened and you have fringing and stuff, I'm doing a video on that right now, so I don't want to take too much away from that in this live stream. But image sharpening wise, this one, if you adjust it the right way, it comes out crystal clear, super nice. I mean, over the last 2 years, I've been pumping out videos about the Autel Evo2 Pro, and nobody really has responded or said anything about sharpening issues. The one thing about the Mavic series that I've seen is that they make it a little bit more dull. The details are not as refined, and you can add on a little bit sharpening in post to make it a little bit more pop. Does look super nice. Micro Four Thirds wise, she does let a lot of light in, but she has some noise issues, which you pretty much can play around with too in post, and which you pretty much also can play around with in your settings itself as well. So now let's keep going through the chat. What is beautiful, my sunrise was getting great, posted it on my channel. Yeah, Hot Rod Daytona makes some beautiful freaking sunrises and stuff. It's awesome. One of these days I'm gonna make my way over there and film that too. So I heard the bag cost over $300. See, somebody said the bag cost over $300, and I can tell you why. It's because it's premium freaking manufacturing kind of stuff. Like I said, whoever designed this thing needs a pay raise. Like DJI, really, whoever came up or whoever puts them in charge should keep that person, literally, because that bag it's amazing. It's really good. So, and then let's see what else do we have here. I'm an older guy. I think these companies feel that this generation will accept anything they throw at them. People are anxious to get the newest and latest. Yes, that's true. Plenty of people look into it as soon as something is announced. Oh, I want to pre-order. I'm one of those people. But that is simply because I want to make videos about it. I want to just add on to my fleet. And looking at how my fleet has developed, it's really it came out really good. So Peter Guava said, I think it's not right to launch a drone which has not automated flight modes. There are also a few YouTubers who had flyaways and accidents with the M3, which was obviously not a pilot error. Yes, and I have to agree with that. I think there's a software issue. There's something going on. And my special guest just popped in too. So we'll be looking into that in just a minute. So I think it's not a launch thing. Yeah, I think it's because they wanted to just get the drone out there to make money. It's before Christmas. People wanted to buy something for their spouses, or somebody wanted to look into it. And yeah, they did have flyaways, but we had flyaways with all kinds of drones. Did I have flyaways with my drone? No, the Autel never went anywhere. It has one of the best return home functions and stuff, and it has that whole obstacle avoidance all the way around. But they both do the same thing. It's super bright in Hawaii. If the sun shines, she tells me there's something above, even there's like just sky, blue sky, hot sun, all that stuff. It interferes with that sensor too, and it does that. So that's why I usually pop it into sport mode so that it turns off the obstacle avoidance, because I barely fly out of line of sight. I know where my drone is at, even when I look straight up. I know exactly where that sucker is at, and if it's not, I panic. Trust me, I panic. So $200 for a bag? What world you guys live? I use grocery bags for everything. Yeah, you can use grocery bags too. So for a drone or drones at the price, you'd be nuts not to put them in some sort of high quality cases or bags. That is correct, and that's the reason why I think that bag is definitely worth it. So just to get back to I have a special guest that comes in. I gotta put on my headphones, so I gotta prep that real quick, because I have a really special guest coming in. That special guest has provided me with a lot of good things over the past. He is the sole person that comes up with all the goodies at all times, providing me with the Skyfire aerial mounts all the time, gets feedback all the time, and whatever else he does. And he does a lot for you guys as well, trying to make things and mounts in a certain manner that they actually match really good. And there's no other than Johnny Truesdell from Skyfire Aerial. How you doing, Johnny?
What else do? I take care of my babies.
You take care of your babies. Your sound is really, really low. Or is it just me?
Unfortunately,
can you hear me?
I'm on a headset because I had to use my house. Is there any way we can turn it up?
I don't know. Maybe you can. What my viewers are saying? Can they hear you? Can they hear you really good? This is Johnny Truesdell, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. This is the person who comes up with all the good stuff for the Skyfire Aerial mounts. He has provided me for every single controller one every single time. He even has sent me a controller when I didn't even have the drone yet, and just to try it out. It's still really, really low, like the sound. There is supposed to be a cam mic setting in the bottom of yours where it says audio, and you should be able to adjust it somehow in there.
Okay.
Maybe there's an option that says something, edit mic settings. I can even set that up on yours. No, I cannot. Okay, try say something.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear me? Oh, my freaking headphones are popping in and out.
It's probably these cheap headphones. I just had to buy these. Let me try it without the headphones because it's pretty quiet in here. Maybe my phone will. I had to use my phone.
And I think you just got stuck. Okay, there you go.
Hold on.
Yeah. We hear him fine on the feed. Oh, you hear him fine on the feed? Now I can hear you good. I think it's my headphones, My headphones are kind of...
Yeah, rubbish. I guess I won't use my headphones because it's really quiet in my...
yeah, now it's even better. Like, the sound is way better. Yeah, I like that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just... say again?
How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Hustled to get back to the apartment. I was a little busy, but totally glad to be on here. I got my two babies here, my Autel Evo and my Mavic 3.
So how do you like the Mavic 3 in comparison to the Autel Evo2?
Well, I haven't flown as much as you have. I like a lot of people. I see a ton of potential. Not real fond of the Fly app, right? I do more photography these days, and I've been pretty impressed with it. But I'm going to be very excited as firmware updates come out.
I think your camera is stuck.
You do? For still pictures?
Yeah, it's like a still picture right now. Still can hear you, but the camera itself, that's okay.
You mean the camera on the drone sucks?
No. Your camera right now in the stream, you are on still picture right now.
Oh, you know what? It's probably my cellular internet connection, which is usually really fast.
Okay.
If that's the case, I might have to come back visit another day.
Yeah, me.
Because I don't think there's anything we can do about it.
Maybe just drop out and come back in with the same link. Try again.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, the show will go on without me because you got a show to do, buddy.
Yeah, people are here to see us talk about what we do, my friend. Anyway, so did anyone right here, TJ, did anyone see Ken's show where this dude had a Mavic Air 2 and he was out on a boat and he took off and ran right into his fishing pole in his drone? I actually did see that. He did jump into the water and he did grab the drone. He got it back. And then as soon as he came to the back of the boat, he just literally just tossed it right over into his boat. I think he has carry fresh, but that's crazy. Like, it's just like, why would you hover around that back area? Why would you stay in that area? You know what I mean? And just hover around your. I mean, you get your fishing poles. That tells you already like he didn't pay attention. Should have gone straight up and hover above your boat and above your stuff. But it happens. At least he filmed it. So. Interactive DNA said, I used Hasselblad cameras before. The Mavic 3 just has a color graded based on their cheap cameras. That's why I was suspicious about Hasselblad. It's a small company and specialized in definitions. Okay, so the Hasselblad itself, I think it's a gimmick to make more money. Let's pop a name inside there and say this is the Hasselblad. I come out with the 808 state name and I just pop a camera into a drone and I say you got to charge more. They all come out with sort of like a LUT. There you go, Johnny. How does it go now? Okay,
All right,
yeah.
let's see. What do we got now? Is it any
Yeah,
better?
there you go. That's way better. Like you look more crystal clear too.
Well, you know what I had going on? I had the
Ah.
triple tech. I had a hotspot on my triple tech going to my laptop.
Okay.
The internet screwed up in my apartment right now. And then I
Yeah.
had the phone on, and they were real close to each other. So I just turned everything off with my phone.
Yeah, you look way better now.
Yeah, when you said the camera sucked, I'm like, boy, he really doesn't like that Mavic 3 camera. I mean,
no, camera wise, I'd say it that way. It's when you think about it, that this is supposed to be state of the art, brand new technology. And when you think about it, this is brand new and it's supposed to be 2 years older than the Autel Evo2Pro. I would have thought Mavic 3 would have done a way better job. Yes, click. So would have done a way better job to create something that is going to blow everybody else away. And they haven't delivered that at all. Instead, they put it on their website. Sorry, but intelligent flight modes and stuff not going to be updated until January or February, which is usually like 3 months from now, 4 months from now. Like November, you release this thing mid-November, and then they're probably going to come sometime January or February. I think it's not fair towards the consumer itself, you know?
I think I have a little more patience than a lot of people, but look at it this way. What if the drone didn't come out? Everybody'd be crying and nothing came out before Christmas. So there's two ways to look at it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a marketing scheme. It's something, there's a Mavic 3. We have waited 2 years. But if you deliver something like this, I mean, people have bought it. I bought it. My wife actually bought it as an anniversary gift. And I'm happy she did, so I could add it onto my fleet, so I could actually look into these things first before people jump into it and say, I want to spend $3,000 right now. Which brings me to, most of the time, people said, I'm going to pick me up a Mavic 3. I'm going to wait for the Mavic 3 over the Autel Evo2Pro, which the Autel Evo2Pro has been on the market now for nearly 2 years. And I'm happy I bought it. I bought the Autel Evo2Pro because the other day I had to go for a shoot. And I ended up not being able to take off with the DJI Mavic 3.
Yeah.
I was in a geofence area. I requested for permission. Permission got granted. I tried to get the unlock on the app, and she just wouldn't freaking take off. And I was like thinking to myself, you are so lucky I have an Autel Evo2Pro in my backpack right now, because otherwise I would kick you so hard to make you fly.
Where I live, I'm pretty lucky with that geofencing. I live in the border between the U.S. and Canada and the Thousand Islands, St. Lawrence River. I have encountered very few geofencing spots anywhere near where I live. So I got free run of the river, free run of whatever. So, but I totally get that. Okay, latest and greatest. Yeah, that's why I got the Mavic 3. But the other thing was,
hear you, but
my Mavic 2 Pro, which I love my Mavic 2 Pro for taking photos. It's just killer, and I'm so used to it.
Oh.
My batteries are puffing up. I question whether if you buy new batteries, you're actually going to get new batteries. And I got some places I like to fly to that are a little farther away than I should go. And I like that extra flight time. And with my Autel Evo, I've been having trouble where I'll start to lose focus halfway through my flight, not really notice what's going on. You get home and then half my stuff is blurry. So I just kind of wanted something new to play with. Also, I make mounts, so I got to have the latest and greatest here to screw around with. But yeah, most people should probably wait, or should have waited.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Glenn Laboy. Glenn Laboy, thank you very much to becoming a YouTube member. You will not be disappointed. There's also a members only section where I have a couple of videos inside there that nobody else can see. And it's going to grow more and more. It's a support channel. It's a support membership to support this channel. That's pretty much what it is. I have $150, $160 a month that I got to pay for everything that I do. And that just helps me out with that. Thank you very much, Glenn. Appreciate it. So Interactive DNA said, one huge problem I see about the Mavic 3 camera as well, it is the green balls that show... It's just funny reading that. It is the green balls that show up if you film sunsets. This could be a problem for production. It is fixable in post. But again, how I fixed that? I just filmed a... what you call that? I just filmed against the sun. And I actually took off the lens that came with it, which is the what is that, CPL lens? There is a CPL lens that comes with it, or I think it's a CPL because it says on the cover itself, it says E24. So I think it's a CPL lens. I took that off. I had nothing protecting that lens. Neither did I have anything protecting this lens when I was flying it. I think Johnny just got stuck. And I didn't have those green balls come around getting stuck somehow. Like I know exactly what you mean, and they're like lens flares that have like those small green balls that pop up in between everything, especially when you do movements and stuff, and it's just I don't know why we call it green balls. Like it's the lens flare. It's greenish lens flare. So that is what's up, Harley. That is pretty much what it is. That green lens flare got stuck, and in there, and it went away as soon as I took off that lens, and I was flying it without anything in front of it. So I'm hoping that they're gonna come up with something that is actually just clear glass to protect it for some reason, because they haven't done that at all. Okay, I think that's a CPL lens that comes with it, which brings me to the next point. Plenty of people have seen it. This gimbal locks in place as soon as you turn it off when you turn the drone off. This is a typical DJI locking mechanism to prevent it of moving. So this is as soon as you shut it down, you fold it up, and you fold this drone up, and you put her back into her Bane casing so that the gimbal doesn't move. She does, on the other hand, break the lock slightly as soon as you play around with it. You see that? So she does move. The gimbal does unlock. It's the same like when you have the DJI gimbals that you have for the cameras and stuff. They have locks on it, but they're not fully firm. They will not stay fully firm. I think, did he pop back in? Yeah, he did. Yeah, okay.
Hey, what are the CPL? I mean,
the CPL is that's the polarized filter that takes away from the what you call that? I have a phone.
Yeah, I thought it might be a polarized filter. I've never heard about CPL before.
Yeah, the CPL filters are like the polarized filters that take away from the glare and stuff when you look over water and all that. So this one says E24, and I had like those, the lens flares that you get, the natural lens flares. They're usually like yellowish, orangish, but this one casts like a green shimmer to it, and it looks like green balls we're gonna have to do this across your screen. And as soon as I took it off, that lens, and I was flying it without anything on it, it went away. Like it didn't have that on the recording at all. So that's also going to be in my video as well.
Some lens is doing it.
Yeah. So, wow, no more balls. Now you're unprotected.
and the green balls.
Yeah.
Well,
hi, drone folks. What's up, Mike? How you doing, my man? So we have one fly. I updated the fly app firmware since the M3 was released, and now my Air 2S is having some new issues. Is anyone else experiencing problems? That is one of the biggest issue that we always had with the Autel part, where the Autel Evo2 app is always edged on for the Autel Evo 1, and anytime they come up with an update, one of the two drones always screws up. That's a typical thing. So I do not know why they do that kind of stuff. I do not. We keep losing your image feed, bro.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to. I'll come back and visit you another day.
Okay.
Do it for my shop where I got good internet.
Yeah, I'll talk story a little bit more to you about your Skyfire area mounts.
Well, it was the best 10 minutes I had all day.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming by, my man, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come by.
All right, guys, I'll keep watching. See y'all later.
Okay, aloha.
Aloha.
So that was Johnny Truesdale. I'm gonna tell you guys in just a little bit what this man does for all of us as flyers or operators. Anyways, so now you have only the sun's ball had for great flights today is a great piece. So that, like I said, that is one of the biggest issues that we had, was anytime the Autel had an update, the Autel 1 would be screwed up. So I don't know why DJI took that on too, to have the same app for two different type of drones. I mean, if you bring out the Mavic 3, it is convenient to have one app for multiple drones. I think, though, that it's going to cause issues with the programming because not every software is the same. And in my eyes, if you have to switch software, if you have something like I do with the Triple Tech 7 right here, and the Triple Tech 8 is even more better than that, I'm waiting for one. They said they're going to send me one. Hopefully they do. I can fly all my drones with all the apps on top of this. And how easy is it these days to download an app? I mean, people have the McDonald's app somewhere. Then they have a Target app to pick up their stuff on the curbside. You have all these different apps. So nobody really cares anymore if you come up with a different app. If it's dedicated to just this one drone, I think it's going to be better than being worried about flying another drone on the same freaking app. And all of a sudden you crash the drone that you've loved over the last year and it's gone because you screwed up on the freaking app. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. It should be different. Glenn said, maybe it's me, but I have not heard anyone talk about the excessive braking on the Mav 3. The Evo2Pro does the same. It's like a bucking bronco, and I'm just a lucky one. I fly Addy for video. See, in Addy mode, it is a lot more responsive, Glenn. In Addy mode, the drones are very, very, very responsive. They do brake a lot. Like when you brake with these guys, they do shift a lot this way, like for braking, but they do not usually exceed the amount that the gimbal is going to be able to hover, like to move. So they usually don't exceed. So you shouldn't be able to see it in your footage itself, but they do brake a lot. But that's usually if you fly very fast, you know. So usually that shouldn't really be a problem. And in Addy mode, like I said, they are much more responsive and they tend to wear off and drift off than in GPS mode. Windows runs on millions of possible hardware combinations. True. But that's Windows. That's Bill Gates. They have like so many people looking into that. You know, I don't think DJI does have that or Autel has that. So in comparison to these two guys, let's talk about it. You have the Autel Evo2Pro and you have the Mavic 3. I like how you can remove the gimbal. I mean the ND filters on this. My microphone is in the way. It's a little bit uncomfortable. But I like how you can just unclip and take off and just the same way put it back on. This is like a split second. While on the other hand, with your Evo2Pro, most of you guys know the first initial takeoff is really hard, and then it takes a while to unscrew, and it takes a while to screw the sucker back on. That is a downfall. It's a small thing, but I think it's a downfall. What I like about the Autel Evo2Pro is, or Autel in general, is the folding mechanism. I know, DJI, you really like this whole, let's fold out the front arms first, let's put the back ones out this way. Totally agree. It's a nice design, it's fancy and all that stuff, but get over it, because to hold a bigger drone like this and to fold that, it's so much easier to just 1, 2, and back. 1, 2. I do not touch these blades at all. And when I set my drone down on the table, I do not lay my drone on the damn blades. Okay. Now with your Autel, with your Mavic 3 right here, I got a 1 and I got to go back around this way. So now you see what happens here sometimes. Sometimes you grab this because you're not really watching, and and I'm holding the blades in place. And then I open it up. It's a small thing, I know, but it's something that I've noticed. Another part that I've noticed is that when you fold it back in, you sometimes end up folding your blades, your arm into your blades. Okay, that does not happen on the Autel Evo2Pro, guys. Okay, both guys decided to make similar size batteries. Yeah, weight-wise, they are pretty similar, and they are size-wise pretty similar. Right here, you have the Autel Evo 2, and even when I put them on the desk, you see the difference. Let me put my hand behind there. So they're size-wise, they're pretty similar, very similar. And both of them have that awesome function of just clipping into the back, which is awesome, because usually a drone does not go far enough back for the battery to just pop out and fall out. And then even if you let's open up the front legs. There you go. So even if the battery is not fully in, she would not charge. She would not start up. See that? She doesn't start up. You literally have to bring her all the way in. You have to literally get the sucker all the way in there. I really like that. This back feeding battery part is great. What is a pain in the butt is you have to take out this battery to get, let me close the arm, to get to your SD card, guys. To get to your SD card, it's so much easier to just, because I can do it right now without even looking at it. I can just grab it like this. There's the SD card. Can you see it right there? I can just take it out and I can put it back in. SD card wise, I think Mavic 3 wins, even though you have to remove the battery, which is safer anyways. But you can just put it back in. It's accessible. And another great feature that I really like about this is when you open up the backside, you have this USB-C in the back right here where you can charge up your battery from a direct high-speed USB-C wire, okay? Which is great. That's awesome. Design-wise, like I said, those ones are just small things, but those things drive me nuts. If it takes me forever to change out an ND filter, it drives me nuts that I'm literally laying my drone on top of the freaking, see that, on the propeller. So now if she stick out, but that's why you have that bane strap. It usually holds all these things together. But if you don't, like for live streaming purposes, right now I'm putting it on the propellers, guys, which is not cool. Okay, I can take this off. I don't need the headphones no more. There you go. Alrighty, put my hat back on. Plug my speaker back in. Now, let's see through the chat real quick what I missed. Good object-oriented programming won't have that issue. Windows runs millions of problems. Okay. Discovered today, EXP is available on M3 iOS Fly app, not on Android Fly app. Okay, so yeah, the EXP settings is probably going to come up with an update. Like I said, the Mavic 3 still needs updates, and it hopefully gets better. I will be making videos about it. And I think the Mavic 3 has a lot of potential. It is a good drone, and it's worth the $3,000 for the fly mode combo. Definitely. That is simply because you are in this prosumer. You're in this prosumer stuff. Okay, this is the prosumer stuff. It's 2021, almost 2022. Yes, it will be a little bit more expensive because everything is more expensive. Gas more expensive, cars more expensive, houses more expensive. Everything is more expensive. So $3,000 for a fly mode combo? Yes. $5,000 for a Cena version? No. Don't go for the Cena version. I tell you why. ProRes wise, it does have some really nice footage, and you have a lot more dynamic range and all that stuff. But are you willing to download 250 gigs per shoot, per 20-second clip? Are you willing to download 150 gigs and throw that into your editor while on the 4K and the 5.4K and stuff on the regular standard version, which has high detail just as like, and you just pull out the SD card and you put it into your computer. You don't have to have the drone next to you. On the Cena version, you have to have the drone next to you. Why? Because the 1 terabyte of freaking storage is attached to your drone, guys. So that means you have to pop in the battery, start up the drone, plug in the freaking wire, put it into your computer, and hopefully that computer is fast enough with the high-speed wire to pull down 1 terabyte of freaking footage that you have to process through your computer right now. So it means your computer got to be fast enough with that too. ProRes itself, editing-wise, even the sizes are bigger with the dynamic range and all that stuff. You usually use a proxy settings for that. Not a lot of people like proxy settings, okay? So, but that's a lot of work, guys. So Cena version-wise, even though it does come with a smart controller, you're pretty much paying $4,200 for the drone and its capability of shooting a ProRes and the smart controller. And then you pay another $800 on top for the 1 terabyte SSD. Writing speed-wise, that's awesome. You know what I mean? You can freaking slap anything onto an SSD. But what about CFX express cards? You can put those on consumer drones. They cost like $400, $500. You can put that on that. Writing speed-wise, you're going to outboot everybody. And then you can justify a price of $3,500 for a drone, prosumer. But on both of these guys, prosumer-wise, size-wise, when I look at this kind of stuff, I think they could already go with a 1-inch sensor. A 1-inch sensor is not that much freaking bigger. You know, if you want to justify a price like that, you want to have a prosumer dump out $4,000, $5,000 for something like the Cine, throw a freaking full. What is going on here? There you go. Okay, my Realtek has an issue right now with the sound output, and I do not know why, and it's irritating me. Anyways, so Let's keep going. Some guy from Chicago lost his Mavic 3 Cine version. It flew away. He has using the toy remote and not the expensive one. Did you have any issues losing connections with yours? Nope. Never had any issues losing connection with mine's. I fly mine's one with the Triple Tech 7. The only time I had a disconnection that happened really quick was because I bumped the wire in the wrong way and the wire came off. As soon as that happened, I was like, ah, and I panicked and I just plugged it back in. I waited a little bit, and a few seconds later, boom, I was back onto what I was doing, which is really, really, really good. So far, I had no problems whatsoever. I am, on the other hand, disappointed that this is not the same color as the drone. Let me remove this. This is not the same color as the drone, guys. I don't know what DJI was thinking, but it's the same. Like, Autel did the same thing. They used the Autel Evo1 controller for the Autel Evo2, and they just slapped different different hardware inside there just to make up for it. And that's really so. Now, that brings me to, we talked enough about the price. I think that the Mavic 3 itself, the Fly Mode combo, is worth the $3,000 simply because of what you get for it. You get a $300 bag, you get 3 batteries, you have a nice, beautiful charging hub right here. I can actually unplug it right now because it's done charging. So let me take that out. It has a nice charging hub that comes with the 3 batteries right here that you can put inside there. And it takes about 2 hours to charge up all these batteries total, okay? And they charge up one at a time. But what I really dig, what they did really good on this, I have so many things plugged in underneath, is this. This is their charging hub. This charging hub of theirs is really nice. It folds in like this. This is their charging hub, guys. This is tiny. Like, this is really tiny. And it has a USB plug in the back, so you can actually put the USB-C inside there to charge your controller as well, which does come with the wire, and you can plug it in. You can do that. And I think that's great. That's really nice together with this charging hub. And it's minimalistic. It's really, really good. So design-wise, hats up to you, DJI. Besides that, it does come with DJI ND filters, and that's what warrants the $3,000 on that Fly Mode combo. It's that simple. It's just pretty much what it is. Okay. Now let's look at alternatives. So alternatives-wise, I have seen online in a lot of social media groups and a lot of other places, I have seen these guys going out like warm pretzels. And they go out for cheap money, guys. This is like a Mavic 2 Pro. I've seen Fly Mode kits with aftermarket chargers and batteries and all that stuff. I've seen these guys going out for under $1,000. Okay, so and let me tell you one thing. If you pick up one from somebody used and stuff, you need to make sure that you do PayPal, guys. I see a lot of guys. This guy ripped me off and I got scammed. Don't be an idiot. Go out there, communicate with the person on the messenger, and tell him, hey, let's do PayPal. Okay. A PayPal transaction based on this drone this is going to be delivered and going to be shipped, and make sure that you get the money from the PayPal stuff, because if not, or that he gets the money through the PayPal stuff, because it will be protected. Your payment will be protected. You can file a claim, and PayPal usually stays on your side if that's screwed up. You know, it goes both ways. But on the other hand, you can make videos with your cell phone. You can take pictures and say, this is not what I ordered. This is what he said. Also make screenshots of the conversation you have with that person. Also take screenshots of the post itself, what he claims that the drone is supposed to be. Because I tell you one thing, nobody really is as extreme in flying as I, for an example, do. I got 9,000 miles out of this bird already. Okay. I would not sell this to anybody because I know that these motors are about to be having to be replaced, guaranteed. I know that this bird has extensive amount of flight time on it, so that means the electronics and stuff are probably going to give up soon too. So I would not throw it out there for like $1,800. I probably would throw it out there for $800 because I'm an honest person. Okay, so but I'll just keep it because I love it, you know. But that's pretty much what it is. So that's your first alternative, is a used Mavic 2 Pro, which are great. They're great drones. They have a great app. They have a lot of extensive firmware updates. Yeah, batteries wise, you got to look into that. You can find something. I found 2 of these batteries for $15 because the guy sank his drone. His carry fresh was out the window already. The time was expired and all that stuff. He had a shit ton full of stuff that he could use as accessories, and I just paid a total of like $30 for everything. Okay, so that's how I got so many batteries. I got like 5 of these batteries. Besides that, most guys invested into the aftermarket charger, which is this kind of guy, this power extra kind of stuff. And these aftermarket chargers are really good. They charge up so fast. You have 2 USBs inside there. You can charge up your controller. You can charge up 3 batteries at the same time. I picked up another one like that for the Autel Evo2Pro, which was like $80 that I picked it up for. And those batteries, they charge up super fast now. Like before, I had them on a hub, and it's like 3.5 hours later, like, come on, guys. It's because the voltage, the way they charge them up, it's like a little bit slower. They do that trickle charge to preserve the battery life and all that stuff. But I went through like 3 sets already because I had like 9,000, like I said, 9,000 miles on this. So I had to buy like total 3 sets, new batteries and stuff. But it finances itself because I make money off of this stuff. Okay. So, anyways, that is your first alternative. Is the Mavic 2 Pro used, and make sure you use PayPal for that. Okay. The second alternative that you have that most people don't even look at is a $1,200 alternative that is actually really good, which is the Air 2S. The Air 2S, I have seen it in action. I have seen it in person. I have flown it in person. I don't own one. Babe, I don't own one. No, I want the nano stuff. So the light and the nano. So we're gonna look in. Anyways, but I have flown them and I have seen them and I have seen the footage, and I actually got to work with the footage for multiple hours through 3 different drones. Actually, they all filmed the same thing, but I pulled footage from each person, and I was doing a video for them, and I was editing it because they sucked at editing. So I did the editing part. And I tell you one thing, the Air 2S in my eyes is a very capable drone, and it's very beautiful. Besides that, you have to remember now that most of the time people, when they do stuff, they actually look at their footage, or they look at the stuff that you create as a content creator or whatever it is on their cell phones. So these cell phone devices are tiny. So even if you freaking make it in 1080p, you know what I mean? It's going to look great. So you don't have to, most people have to remember now, even though you're a prosumer, or you're flying these awesome, you're building up your fleet. This is just a hobby to build up your fleet. This is pretty much what you're looking at right here. And I have my parrot Anafi right over here too. This is what you're looking at. This is a hobby. This is my hobby. Okay. This is my hobby. You don't have to have this, guys. You don't have to have the latest and greatest. Okay. There's a Mini 2 that comes out for you for this. There's like so many cool things. But the Air 2S is one of the best alternatives towards these 2 giants right here. These ones are the creme de la creme on those hobby drones. Just as simple. But we will never go and make a freaking movie out of this. You will never see us in Hollywood flying this sucker. You know what I mean? You might see a drone flying in the background in a Hollywood movie, but they will not use the footage. Guarantee you not. They will not use that. Maybe the ProRes, I'm not sure. But usually if it's only stage lighting, and you got to remember now, they have $60,000 worth of lighting. It's controlled. It's a shot that they want to take. You're not one of these people, so you don't have to have this. So beware of that. It's a marketing thing. They want to throw it out there. They want you to buy this, okay? You have, in comparison to that, you have the Mini. This one is the Mini 1. It goes out right now. I think I've seen it used somewhere. It went out for like $80. And the thing looked great. I actually was thinking of picking one up and just giving it to my son for Christmas. This thing is awesome. It's really great. And they have the Mini 2, which is in the Fly Mode combo now, I think, what, $500? $499? Something like that. Let's go through the chat real quick. I'm lost. Oh, some guy from Chicago. That's where he was. Okay. That was where the person was. It'll get better. DJI doesn't let people down in my experiences. It will get better. It will get better with the firmware update. And they usually have provided a lot of firmware updates that have been very good. So I got to give that to DJI. And that's simply what they do. Is like they're really good about that. Mavic 3, been flying away. How many tiers do you have? Well, if you don't have the carry refresh, but even the carry refresh, as far as I know, you need the body, right? So that means you need to find that sucker. I fly a lot above water. And there's some water is like, me personally, I only can go like 40 feet deep for diving and stuff. After that, like my ears are popping. You know what I mean? So what else? Interactive DM. Why he was using the regular controller, not the RC Pro he had sitting right next to him? Who knows? even with the RC Pro, yeah, you get better, you get the OcuSync 3 and stuff, but I've heard that people have lost connection with the RC Pro a lot. So it's a software issue, but I'm not quite sure if these people had really flyaways or if they haven't really come up with something good to, if they're responsible operators. There's a lot of crybabies out there that is gonna market quick. Why? Because everybody else doesn't want to post, oh, I had a great flight today. I mean, how many people do you see really posting in those groups, in those social media groups? Those social media groups that you see on those Facebook stuff and Twitter and Instagram, it's all about, I just crashed my drone. My drone flew away from me. How many units were sold? 500,000? 1 million? How many units were sold? How many flew away? 5? The percentage is really, really low, guys. So, and besides that, out of the 500,000, not everybody is a content creator. Not everybody has Facebook. Not everybody's on the same page. Not everybody's the same group. So this is what you see. It's a funnel of things, of people coming there and projecting their stuff and say, this is what I experienced with this. That's why I make my videos and I post them in those groups too, where I say, hey, I got to toss up these 3 guys against each other. I don't want to necessarily just make hyper extensive freaking stuff and say, hey, my freaking drone just flew away. I'm not going to do that. I want to tell you too, this is great. This is awesome. You know, this is what I got to do. And that's pretty much what you got to look at. Like, out of the 1,000 times that you land a skateboard trick, you're going to remember the one time when you broke your ankle. I'll tell you that. And then you're not going to try that trick again, or you're going to do it again. But anyways, you're going to remember that one time. Okay. Remember that now, guys. Bad news is not always bad news. He said because he knew the toy version was better. But again, he was right on that. It does not matter what controller you use. Yeah, it doesn't matter what controller you use. If you're a shitty pilot, you're going to crash that sucker. You know, I agree. Very few people really need or should buy the Cena version. Yes. And Mikey says, I'm so happy with my 2S. And you can be. It's a very, very good drone. It's a very good alternative. Okay. So Interactive says, what really happened is that DJI did not have any time to the Mavic 3. They were using the time to create RC toys, cameras, etc. 3 years, and this, what they came out with, half a big product. It's not really half a big product. They have had a lot of products that they have made, which includes the 4D, which includes the Osmo 2, but they're different departments now. So they are bigger. They're way bigger than most drone companies out there. Autel, for an example, started with car parts and electronics. If you look at it and you punch in Autel and itself, you're going to see a lot of car electronic tools you're going to find. So they're not just for drones either. Okay. The $1,200 for the Evo2Pro refurbished is a good deal as well at the moment. Yes, and I can attest to that too, because a friend of mine actually bought one because he wanted one, but he couldn't afford one like this. And so he bought himself a used one, which was refurbished and was actually certified through Autel. And he picked it up, I think, $1,450, and it had 4 batteries or 3 batteries, the aftermarket charger, and the hub, and the controller. The problem was his controller, I think he had the fan noise thing going on, and then the controller wouldn't hold the charge. But Autel sent him a brand new controller and said, keep the old one. So, Walter Hall, my friend, what's up, my man? Aloha to LA. Lee F, what's up? Looking sharp with that cowboy hat. Yes, that's my new favorite hat. So, Eddie Nunes said, drama sells. Exactly. And that's pretty much what it is. Drama always sells. When you look at social media, it's a funnel for bad news. And it's where people always go to find the bad news. So, but that's what I said. How many people are there that bought this unit that are flying it on the daily? And how many people did it fly away on? Okay, so drama sells. And that's pretty much what it is. So that's why you've got to look into that. Okay. Troy said, does anyone know if the new Autel Evo2 Pros being sold now is the V2 of that drone? That, you, my friend, you have to, okay, on that, you have to make sure that you contact the seller to verify that you're receiving a V2. I've seen a lot of guys complaining that V1s are blowing out of stock, where they have been doing that, and they have been saying, hey, I'm making this sale right now, and it's going on right now, and you want it, and all that stuff, and then they're receiving a V1. It's because they're emptying all their old stock, and then they're holding back on the V2s right now. So you need to contact the seller and make sure that he tells you for sure that this is a V2, and this is what you're going to go with. This is what you're going to receive, okay? why people are saying that there are a lot of things missing on this drone. The reason why people are saying that there's a lot of things missing is simply because they are missing the intelligent flight modes, they're missing the master shot, all those things that were obvious prior to that. Besides that, there is not really anything that is missing on this drone. It has everything that you need to get it up into the air and get superior image quality. Does the image quality match up with the Autel Evo2Pro? In my eyes, personally, no, it doesn't. I still think that the Autel Evo2Pro shoots better imagery and has the realistic colors, while the Mavic series always had that greenish thing in there. They always do that LUT thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's like to make things pop better or to make things look better, or in a certain way, or look different, that it looks more contrasty. Like even with the water, when I filmed it, the water is actually more bluish, like constantly bluish. But when, oh yeah, my battery's exhausted. And that is the end of the stream, guys. I appreciate you guys all coming. I just screwed up. My battery just died. I love you all. And I see you guys all. It's been an hour anyways. And I see you guys all on the next one. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Aloha.